Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Roar Time. How is everybody doing? I am Richard Holdridge, along with head coach Jason Gibson. And coach, as week 7 is in the books, we approach week 8. Let's talk about the game against the Orlando Predators. The Columbus Lions have lost 3 straight. It was a very good effort in the second half, down 48-28, and almost pulled it out, Coach. 48-44 was the final score. Orlando wins the game, but you had chances to win it. But, Coach, I know that we could talk about all the miscues and the mistakes on offense, but I got to say, Rodney Hall stepped up on defense. He got a kick 6 and a pick 6. He won Defensive Player of the Week for the National Arena League. Coach, your thoughts on that game?
Rodney played great. Rodney almost scored more points than the offense did. Just a horrific game. Again, defense played great, played good enough to win. Nobody scored 50 points yet. And 16 penalties, 4 interceptions, 2 fumbles. You can't win like that. You just can't. And so you keep shooting ourselves in the foot with penalties and turnovers, and that's really what it came down to. We had to be in the gun because Darren had a bad knee from that car accident, so we couldn't go underneath the center, and plus our center from last week had a torn bicep. So there was a lot of factors going into it. I told somebody before we got into the game, us limping in, we had Starks was suspended, Deloach is out, Darren's on a bad knee, starting center's out. We still had the ball with 16 turnovers, with 4 interceptions, with 2 fumbles. We still had the ball with a chance to win the game. That in itself is amazing.
Coach, your defense has played lights out. Holding the Orlando Predators to less than 50 points. Your defense keeps you in the games at all times. But once again, the offense going to a slow start. Let's talk about how the game could have easily gotten out of hand. Orlando could have put it away. They were up 20-6. Mm-hmm. And then Rodney Hall with the pick 6 to make it 20-13. There were 2 plays that I've noticed in the first half that really, they were just a tip of the cap play to the Orlando Predators. Just wow moments. Clarence Williams broke out of a tackle and then turned upfield, and with his speed was in the end zone. And then with time winding down in that first half, Rakeem Cato with a Hail Mary in the end zone to make it 41-21. Yeah. What was your thoughts knowing that you're down 41-21 and they're going to get the ball to start the second half?
Yeah, I told them at halftime, and the only way we have a chance to win the game is stop them on the first drive. I felt if they scored on the first drive coming out, it was over. It was just been too hard to recover with the fact that we can't score. And so luckily we got the stop. But there was a lot, there was a lot of situations in that game that for as poorly as we played, we still had a chance to win. That's what's crazy. Because if I get 4 turnovers on defense, if somebody had that many penalties, whatever, I'm gonna win by 30, easy. But we're just struggling with some things, and so it was a good win for Orlando, good win for the league. Bad loss for us.
Rakeem Cato did have 5 touchdown passes, but he did leave the game due to an injury. And do you think that might have been the difference? Because he wasn't playing in the game, he put up 48 points, and then you outscored the Predators 23-7 in that second half and almost pulled off the comeback.
I mean, honestly, absolutely. This game is a quarterback-driven league, and there's haves and have-nots, and either you have a quarterback or you don't. And so, you lose Cato and you go to a backup guy, and he's not as good as Cato is, and then that was the results. If Cato had stayed in, would they have won by more? Maybe. I mean, he's a player. He can play. So, but I knew when we knocked him out and the backup came in, I knew it was going to be tough for them to score, and it was. So,
as we look toward Week 8, let's take a look at your current standings in the National Arena League. Right now, the Carolina Cobras stand on top of the league with a 6-1 record. Albany Empire is in second place at 4-2. You got Orlando at 3-3. And the Jacksonville Sharks are now in fourth place just based off percentage points with a 3-4 record. Right now, you stand at 2-3, and the San Antonio Gunslingers at 0-4. Coach, your thoughts right now, currently in 5th place in the NAL. What does the team need to do to turn this around and to compete and jump the other teams for a possible playoff seeding?
We got to score points. It's arena football. You take away Rodney's touchdowns. We scored 28 points. The week before, we scored, I think, 31 points. Those are halftime scores. Those aren't end of the game scores, And so that's the whole issue. That is the only issue. And if we can kind of solve that problem, then we'll see. We made some adjustments this week. We made some personnel changes, and we'll see what happens.
All right, thanks, Coach. All right, we'll be back with a quick break. You're watching Roar Time. Stay tuned for the Carolina Cobras preview this Friday night.
Beam is delivering gig speed internet to 100% of our network. But should you get a gig? Well, if you want to download an album in a blink, video conference in 4K, make virtual reality more real, power all of your home smart devices at the same time, and still have bandwidth to stream everything without buffering, then yeah, you gotta get a gig. So call, click, or visit and get it. Because when you gotta get a gig, you gotta go with Beam. Bringing East Alabama more.
Mountain Dew Spark might hypnotize you. You might want to stop staring. Stop staring at the delicious Mountain Dew Spark.
Oh, perfect timing. Come on in. It's just not cool in my house. It normally makes a noise. I don't know why it's not.
Have to fix it?
I can't believe it. You fixed it.
Let's be honest, climate control's not that easy. We love what we do, and there's nothing better than a job well done. To be there when you need it most.
Vector Ply Corporation is a world-leading manufacturer of carbon, fiberglass, and Kevlar composite fabrics located in Phoenix City, Alabama. Our customers depend on us to produce iconic brands such as Malibu and Nautique boats, Cub Crafter airplanes, and the historic C8 mid-engine Corvette. Even the light poles surrounding the Columbus Civic Center were produced by a Vector Ply customer using Vector Ply fabrics. If you're looking for an exciting career with a growing manufacturer located right here in the Chattahoochee Valley, visit our website, VectorPly.com, to learn more about Vector Ply and our opportunities.
Well, folks, it's only 8 a.m. and it's going to be another hot one. Today's high is 85 degrees.
Babe, it's 8 a.m.
Fried chicken, better with Pepsi.
He's the buzz around town, man, haven't you heard? Sent by Mike Costello Law Firm to spread the word. You've been injured in the wreck, we can help in most cases. We literally come to you in most places. Workers' compensation and all car wreck. Our team is working really hard to try to get you a check. So do yourself a favor and listen to me and call 844-GET-MIKE. Do yourself a favor and listen to me and call 844-GET-MIKE. Told you to do yourself a favor and I hope that you learn. Been in the wreck, call a Mike Costello Law Firm.
The Outskirts Sports Bar and Grill. Nobody does food like The Outskirts. Amazing wings, appetizers, baskets, and burgers. And Mr. Henry's Lunch Buffet is the best in town. All-you-can-eat Southern cooking for only $10. Follow The Outskirts on Facebook for the latest on nightly entertainment, sports, music, and the best food in town. The Outskirts Sports Bar and Grill, corner of Veterans Parkway and Whitesville Road in Columbus.
Welcome back to Roar Time. I am Richard Holdridge, your game day commentator, along with Coach Gibson. All right, Coach, before we get into this upcoming game against the Carolina Cobras, I really got to talk to you about your kicker, Erickson. He has really gotten his confidence back. He got a deuce in the last game, and he made some pretty good kicks. So what do you think, Coach? I mean, kicker, he did struggle a little bit, missing some extra points and some field goals, but he got his confidence back, and he did get a deuce for your team.
It's just practice time. With the game against Albany last week, he just showed up on game day. I mean, that's the first time he'd been there. First time holder, first time long snapper, first time kicker. And you put all that together, and it just doesn't mesh well. So we're able to get a lot of practice time in pregame, practice time in last week. And so when you practice, you get better. It's not rocket science. So just, hopefully we got to be able to stop the carousel of kickers and stick with one. And I like Blake, and I thought he did a good job.
All right, Coach, let's preview this upcoming week against the Carolina Cobras. It is military night. We should have a lot of fans there. It's being dubbed Operation Full House. I know that the Morale, Welfare, and Recreation Center at Fort Benning has given away a lot of tickets to military personnel. We should see a lot of fans in the stands. Is there any festivities going on pregame that you want to talk about?
It's a standard. If you haven't been to military night, it's definitely something fun to do with. They bring the ball in with the rappel, the CG's there. We're doing a special presentation for military spouses this week. The motorcycles out there, the Maneuver Center of Excellence band will be out there playing the national anthem. It's just a great night, something to celebrate. We got AUX jerseys we're going to auction off. They are, without a doubt, the best military jerseys I've ever worn. So I'm excited about that and to break those out too.
I'm definitely looking forward to it. Now let's preview this upcoming game with the Carolina Cobras. Right now, they stand on top in first place in the National Arena League with a 6-1 record. They have an outstanding quarterback, Jonathan Bain.
Right.
They have been scoring a lot of points. They got an impressive road victory against Orlando. They played Albany very well. Their one loss was to Jacksonville. Your thoughts on playing Carolina, and how important is it for your next two games at home at the Columbus Civic Center? Right now, 2 and 3.
Right.
How important are these next two games?
It's huge. You got to win your home games, or you're not going to make the playoffs. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who we're playing. I don't care. You got to win your home games to make the playoffs. If you don't do that, you don't need to be in the playoffs. So that's how important those games are for us. As far as Carolina's concerned, I mean, they got vets at every single position for them. I mean, they've got a lot of talent. It's just not hard to, when you got that kind of talent, man, you just put those guys on the field and really just need to get out of the way. Because if you don't get out of the way, you'll screw it up. But they got players. I mean, you look across the defensive side, you look across the offensive side, it is just veteran after veteran after veteran after veteran after veteran. And it shows in their record.
Yes, and Carolina has beaten the Albany Empire twice this season. But they have been a little bit vulnerable, losing to the Jacksonville Sharks. Carolina does have a lot of confidence coming into this game, especially after beating the Albany Empire. But this is definitely a must-win game for the Columbus Lions. What is your thoughts on out on the horizon with the players? How is Darren Daniels' injury? I mean, is he recovering? I mean, what are we looking at as far as Darren Daniels at quarterback? Is he going to be limited in what he can do? And what are some of the other players that you're looking to get back healthy?
Well, this week was kind of a big week for us. We had to make some changes on the roster. And so, unfortunately, those decisions don't come lightly and don't come easy. So we wound up signing 2 quarterbacks, a young man named Tommy Neely, and also a quarterback named Daniel Smith, who was in some other leagues. And so we wound up picking those quarterbacks up. I had to release Darren. So we released Darren this week. We released Charles McLean. And just trying to get another spark. We had to get going in a different direction. The direction we were going wasn't working for what the Lions are doing. Darren's a great player. He's a great guy. But for what we're trying to do, I just had to go in another way. And so you'll see some roster shakeups. You'll see a different type of offense this week. And that's that.
Coach, what is the status on Danny Southwick's injury?
He's still in Utah. He's still rehabbing. We'll see what happens with there. Right now, I'm focused on the guys that are here. Obviously, I'm gonna make sure Danny's okay. But again, it's getting the right players here and making sure they mesh well and scoring points.
Coach, I got to say, because I love Ironman football, I love how Rodney Hall is just a baller, just taking those kick six and pick six back to the house. Any chance that we get to see Rodney Hall at wide receiver?
No, none.
So the Ironman rules, I mean, he's eligible to play wide receiver, right, Coach?
He is, but you're allowed to have a defensive specialist or 2 of them, and so he's one of our defensive specialists. I don't need him getting tired out. He needs to be on the field all the time. If I make him a 2-way guy, at some point in the game, he comes off the field on defense, and I don't want him off the field on defense. I want him on the field all the time, and he's that good. So I don't want Rodney to play 2-way.
Yeah, it's very interesting how the Ironman rules work.
Right.
But yeah, he's just an outstanding defensive player. 1 defensive player of the week for the National Arena League. Just a great player. I believe he had 2 interceptions in that game and a kick 6. And then you also had Darrell Green with an interception.
So you're 2 weeks in a row for Darrell. So.
Yeah, so you got some players on defense, and I was hearing the other announcers in the National Arena League, and they were saying that the Columbus Lions, in their opinion, has the best defense in the league.
It's pretty good. I don't want to keep patting them on the back because at some point, defense can't hold up all the time. There's going to be a break in the action, but if we could just play with a lead, we go down the field, we throw a pick. We go down the field, we get 5 penalties, and it's 4th and 27. I mean, it's just a constant buzzkill offensively, and then the defense has got to keep holding and holding and holding. And it's just, it's from a mental standpoint, at some point they're going to break. But hopefully we can get that fixed.
Well, Coach, I'm very excited about this upcoming Friday night against the Carolina Cobras, military night. We hope to see a packed house at the Columbus Civic Center.
Absolutely. Operation Full House, man.
All right. Thank you for watching another episode of Roar Time. Enjoy the game this Friday night. We'll be back next week with yet another episode. Have a great night, everybody.